Welcome back to some more Iron Man. Today we're crafting the brand new sword added in a recent Berserker update to dungeons. This sword is apparently powerful enough to beat the giant sword while only being a third of the price. Real quick, I know it's a pain to hear, but YouTube killed my channel again, so if you could hit the like button and hit the subscribe button on this video specifically, it'd be a huge help for the channel. I'm trying to upload every other day in December, so if you want more Iron Man content like this, hit the subscribe button and join us on the journey. I'm not going to waste any time today. We need 2 more spirit bones to craft this sword, which is a rare drop from floor 4 of dungeons. Of course, you know me, I'll be playing master mode. Let's do this. Okay, so I may have been wrong. We actually need 3 spirit bones, not 2, but I know no one likes M4, so you know what? We're gonna do a little bit of a challenge here. For every run I don't get a spirit bone on this grind, I'll add 1 million coins to a pool, and at the end, I'll give it away in my Discord in like a week from now, alright? So how about that? So I guess join up my Discord with the link in the pinned comment below, and it looks like I'm not adding 1 mil to the pool yet. But for every run I don't get a spirit bone in today's video, I am going to add 1 mil to the pool, and then at the end, I'll start a giveaway in my Discord for that many coins, and I guess we'll see how much we get. But we just got our first spirit bone, which is super duper exciting. We only need 2 more to go. So fingers crossed our RNG doesn't make me go broke, and let's keep going. And we've got ourselves run number 3 down. Let's see, can we get a bone? Recom, I'll gladly take it. More spirit boots, but it's not a bone, so the pool is now at 2 mil. Well, we haven't gotten a spirit bone in a while, but we did get a 46% auto-recommed earth shard, which is kind of cool. Another recombobulator, man. Oh my gosh. By the way, I cut 1 run out, so the pool's up to 6 mil, man. Where are these spirit bones? Spirit bone, where, please? Thank you. Okay, well, we only need 1 more to go. I cut a few more runs out, so our pool is up to 7 million now, but we only need 1 more bone to go. Is this the end? Come on. It's a recom in there. I guess I'll take the recom, though. Pool is up to 9 mil now, dude. Yikes. Well, let's keep going. And my last Kismet feather is a Master Star. All right. Well, I'll take it, man. But that means the pool is at 12 mil for my giveaway. Guess I'm going to keep doing runs. Oh my, another Master Star. Dude, I stopped recording these clips because I wasn't getting anything, but I'm at a star now. By the way, we are out of Kismet, and I'm at 15 mil. Now 16 mil for the loot pile here. This is sad. So I think I just found a bug in dungeons. Oh, well, there's our spirit bone. Okay, I think I just found a bug in dungeons. If your teammate enters the boss while you're spamming teleports, you just insta-die. That's not good, but we just got the last spirit bone, which means I am free from this nonsense. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a brand new sword. They added a Doge Wolf skin. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Well, if you guys want to pick up any of the new fire sales, apparently there's a Doge Wolf skin. Is this supposed to be Nyan Cat? Oh my gosh, okay. I see what they did. If you guys want to pick any of these new fire sales up, be sure to use my creator code in the Hypixel store for an extra 5% off when you buy anything. My code is TOAD, T-O-A-D, just like my name, and I get a small cut of every purchase people make with my codes, so it would really, really help me out a ton if you go ahead and pick up one of these skins using my creator code. Dude, I can't believe they made a Doge skin. I just finished up doing a spooky festival. I actually got my record number of points, and we can finally get ourselves a second black cat, because I know I'm gonna need one for taming 60, so let's go ahead and keep this guy safe in our inventory, and I really hope that didn't break my Jerry bottles. I'm gonna be extra careful moving these things back into my inventory, because man, I don't want these things bugging or anything. They are so close to being done, but at long last, we have the second black cat. I was pretty worried about that one, but it's good that we have it now. I don't know where I'm putting this in the video, but enjoy the clip, I guess. Hello, I have a calculus final in 1 hour, but what's more important is getting this rare tiger from George, man. I've been waiting for so long to get this stupid contact because just none of the stupid Georges or Oringos have had the tiger in it. And I've been waiting for so long, and there's finally one that actually has a tiger that I was able to go to. So let's go ahead and give him all of the level 1 pets. It was the armadillo, monkey, and the tiger. And there we go. We now have the George's contact. That is 10 Skyblock XP. that I waited way too long to get. Now I have to go take a math exam. Well, I'm back from my calculus exam. I think it went pretty well, but it is finally time to make ourselves the Felthorn Reaper, a sword I've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. So the first step is to get the Spirit Sword drop from floor 4, and on the bottom with 5 Spirit Bones in the middle and 20 enchanted bone blocks on the top, we can make the Bone Reaver, which is the first stage of the sword. Now we actually need to go into our dungeon sack and grab a bunch of ancient roses and I believe fell pearls. With these, we can make some fell roses. I believe we need 5 of these, so there we go, we'll grab those. And then if we take the Bone Reaver like this, and the 5 fell roses, I believe, like that. Oh, and I totally forgot, the Fell Skull, which is a super duper rare drop from floor 6 or M6. We put that in the middle with the Bone Reaver on the bottom, surrounded like this with the Fell Thorns, or the Fell Roses, and we can make the Felthorn Reaper, which is one of the best swords in all of Skyblock, and it could potentially rival the usefulness of Giant Sword inside of dungeons. Now, in terms of raw stats, well, obviously, you know, the Felthorn Reaper's missing out on some damage, but what it does have is an ability and a secondary ability, which are insanely powerful. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and just max this sword out as much as I can. So we'll be grabbing a bunch of potato books, and actually, I'm going to make sure I do this correctly here. Let's use the hex, because why not? We need to apply 10 regular hot potatoes, and I double checked this time, these are all hot potato books. So if we use all of these, there we go, that is 10. We now have plus 20 on this. Now I'll go ahead and grab the 5 fuming potato books to make sure that I'm actually using fuming potato books. We can go ahead and add 5 more of these. So there we go. And I won't be Art of Warring this, it doesn't really need one, but we will go ahead and apply a modifier to it. And actually, no. We want to... Actually, I forgot I needed more coins for this. We're gonna put Fabled on this because it's the only Reforged stone I have. It is very similar in damage to Withered. It'll just take a lot more testing to make sure we get a good average damage for it. But we will go ahead and recom this just because I got so many recoms trying to get the Spirit Bones for the sword. This is a mythic sword, which is absolutely awesome. But, well, obviously, this thing needs some enchantments. But you know what? I am curious about something, and I might do 2 tests, or you might only see this first one depending on if it's better or not. I do believe somewhere I have a one-for-all book, and because this sword is exclusively used in dungeons over Giant Sword, because, well, outside of dungeons, Giant Sword just demolishes this thing. But inside of dungeons, because we don't need looting or really anything else, One for All might actually be useful for this item. So what I think I want to do is just to get a base idea before I start loading this thing up with tier 6s, is to just see how good One for All would be on this thing versus regular enchants. I do have some tier 6 books I can put on if this ends up being bad, but I have to say I'm curious on how the damage is going to do. So what we're going to do is first we're going to do a base test. Now I'm pretty sure Giant Sword is going to stomp it in this test. We have a 1.1 or 1 million damage here versus about 750k on this. Okay, that is what I expected more or less. I did just realize I completely forgot to star this thing. That's going to give it even more stats, which is super duper important. So let's make sure this thing is 5-starred properly so it has the highest damage it can get, and I also want to put this in museum. So let's chuck it in the museum. There we go, and it probably is going to be close to the end here. Where did it go? There it is. We'll scoop that up. Now let's go ahead and hop into dungeons, and there's 2 things I want to do when I compare these swords in dungeons. The first is going to be with Berserker class, and the second one is going to be without Berserker class. So first, let's just go ahead and hop straight into an M7, go full force into this thing here. And I'll choose not to drink a potion just to try and keep things consistent, but let's get a good comparison of the damage here while we're inside of dungeons. So making sure I don't die here, the Giant Sword, I'm trying to find like a consistent enemy to test this on. I want to say like maybe a Dreadlord is 81 million damage. With the Felthorn Reaper, it's going to be about 62. So yeah, we're looking at around a 25% damage decrease over the Giant Sword. But something you have to remember is that this sword, well, is a third of the price. So in terms of price for performance, this thing's not looking too bad right now. I mean, overall, it's able to hold its ground. I mean, remember, this is M7 right here. It doesn't really get much more challenging than this. Maybe I should take this into a floor that might make a little more sense to use it on, but I'm also Cat of 47, so I'm trying to do something that's a little bit fair. But yeah, so the damage seems to be about 25% less, but if we take a look at this ability here, we have a slash in a huge arc dealing 135% melee damage to all enemies hit, which means that I believe if I go up to an enemy and I right-click, yeah, it deals a little bit more than what you would normally deal. So it would get closer to that giant sword level of damage. You can see it's actually almost even beating the giant sword with the ability hits sometimes. I mean, yeah, 80 million damage, like that is really, really strong. Let's just test this against a AA here and see if I die or not, because, well, I'll probably die because I'm not used to playing burrs, but I mean, it does seem to be holding its ground, and it does have that +1 swing range stat, which means we can take out enemies from a little bit more far away than usual. And yeah, it looks like he's gonna go down right here, and we're able to take out a mini boss, which is pretty nice. So now what I want to do is test this when you're not using burrs class, although I don't really know if it's going to be something people use when they're not burrs. I'll drop down to maybe not floor 5, but M5 here, so my damage is actually tolerable. Because there are, of course, other options like Jujubo, Terminator, but I mean, if we're looking at something that's around a similar price, you're probably going to be able to compare this to Jujubo best. But let's go ahead and see how we can do as tank here. And obviously, you don't have that sweeping arc when you're using a class that's not Berserker, which means this is a lot worse. But here's the thing. No matter what, Giant Sword's not going to have that slashing arc for clearing. But with the Felthorn Reaper, if you right-click, you can actually have that slashing effect with the ability. Which is, you know, definitely something to consider, especially comparing this because it's a third of the price. You do have a little bit of AoE clearing ability with the Felthorn Reaper when you wouldn't have it with the Giant Sword when you're not Berserker. Let's check again here. Yeah, look at that. So we can one-shot basically all of those things. When the Giant Sword, it does not have any piercing ability. It can only attack one enemy at a time. And of course, if you do use tier 6 or even tier 7 enchantments, this thing's gonna deal more damage than when I was using One for All anyways, which means it'll get dangerously close to the damage output of Giant Sword while having extra abilities and being a third of the price. So if you're looking for a weapon between Shadow Fury and Giant Sword, I mean, honestly, I would probably go with a Felthorn Reaper. This thing is pretty nice. Especially that bottom ability down there deals plus 1% damage for every 1% of missing health on the target. It's basically free extra execute, which means your damage, the lower health your enemy is going to be insane. So, I don't know, I mean, in my opinion, this sword is an absolute win. Again, I use regular enchants over One for All. I just don't want to designate a bunch of tier 6 books to it when I'm gonna have a Claymore fairly soon. But I definitely encourage you guys to give the Felthorn Reaper a try here, especially considering it's only 38 mil now. It's even gone down from when I started making this video. Well, there's one more test I always love to do when I get a new sword, and that's seeing if, oh, that was powerful, if I can solo floor 6's boss fight with just the Felthorn Reaper. No blessings, no nothing, just walking into the boss fight and seeing if I can just tear apart the terracottas. It's always like my favorite test to do when I get a sword or anything, so I figured why not have you guys go with me and see if this thing is able to hold its own. Obviously, remember, I'm Kata 47, so I have significantly higher stats than, you know, someone who just unlocks floor 6 trying to do this, but you're also not meant to kill all the terracottas with a melee weapon by yourself. Now, obviously, if I crush this, I'll try it on M6, but don't expect me to be able to do that on M6 because, well, it's a little bit obnoxious. I'll skip Blood Room. I'll see you guys in the boss. Oh, look at this. You can blood camp properly, though. You don't even have to be an LCM to do this. Usually, left-click mage would sit here and beam all of the guys in Blood Room, but with this weapon, because it has that extra range and it's strong enough, you don't even need a giant sword to do this. You can just sit here and spam the sword, and it'll perfectly take out all the enemies as soon as they spawn. Now, obviously, that's not probably going to work in M6 because they have a billion more health, but, you know, it's cool that it works in floor 6. Anyways, let's walk into the boss. I'm going to be using my level 173 Golden Dragon, this equipment, the dungeon equipment here, and our One for All Felthorn Reaper. I do want to put tier 6 enchants on this, but I know I'm going to have a Claymore soon, so it's not really something I want to try. Let's get all these guys grouped up. I'm not really taking any damage here, but just can I do this? All right, are they able to die? Ooh, they are. Okay, okay. Well, that's pretty good. Am I able to one-shot the golems? Oh, that feels awesome, dude. I love one-shotting the golems. Not many weapons can do that too, so that's pretty cool, but let's let these guys respawn and see if we're able to kind of keep them at bay. We're not killing them very quickly, but in 1 or 2 hits, they do seem to go down. Now let's see how they go on the giants. All right, the giants will start dropping, and okay, they take several hits to knock out. I'd imagine the giant sword, you'd probably save about 1 hit. Well, maybe not even, because we do have that execute ability that gives us more damage the less health they have. So maybe it would take the same amount of hits for killing the giants with the giant sword, but let's go ahead and take out Sidon here. I don't think he's going to prove much of an issue at all. Yeah, he really isn't. But there we go. There's our floor 6 done. Let's go into some M6 and see if we can do the same thing. I'm tempted to get all the blessings in this floor, but I'm also kind of feeling lazy. Oh, these guys are doing damage to me. That's not very good. Maybe I should drink a potion for this, actually, just in case. Let's see if I can drink this before I die here. There we go. And all right, we are still just able to one-shot these enemies. Actually, we're definitely able to one-shot them like 3 times over. Let's try that slashing ability then. Ooh, you can one-shot the fells with the slashing ability. That's super good. All right, the slashing ability is proven to be way more useful than I originally thought here because it almost one-shots it all. That's a healthy fell, so it's not going to one-shot it. But I'm definitely going to try the slashing ability in the boss. Oh, hey, look at that. My auto recom did something again. Admin room, careful. I gotta make sure not to die. And okay, we're in blood room. Whoa, spirit bear. Oh, I kind of forgot that there's a new blood mob here. Okay, let's just spam all of our stuff. Let's just spam the clicks. And okay, we actually were able to take it out. That's good news. Am I able to do that thing where I one-shot all the enemies though when they're falling? No. Okay, it definitely takes like 5 or 6 kills to, or 5 or 6 hits to take these guys down. Maybe even more than that. All right, yeah, this is where the sword is proving to start to show its limits here. Is definitely Blood Room M6. It's not very powerful for. All right, this definitely took a lot longer than it should have to take an out Blood Room, so I can't recommend this for M6, obviously. No, you need Terminator for this kind of stuff. But let's go into the boss room and just see how things go. Okay, wait, which one am I gonna do? I want to use my Ragnarok, which is my ult. Expect me to insta-die. I'm not even gonna really get to see what's gonna happen here, but I certainly will give it my best try. So let's do this, let's use this, and spam everything. Please don't die, please don't die. No, I got wrecked. Well, that was still fun. Well, yeah, you can go back into the museum, I suppose. Oh, wait a minute, you can frag it? Hold on. Well, unfortunately, it looks like I don't actually have any Bigfoot lassos, but if you surround the Felthorn Reaper with 8 lassos, you get even more raw damage and, I believe, crit damage, which makes the sword even stronger than what I just showed you. Yeah, this sword is a massive win. But anyways, that's gonna do for this episode of Hypixel Skyblock IRONMAN. If you enjoyed and want to see me get more random swords, random items, and just more generic Iron Man progression, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really does help me out on the road to 150k. It also makes the videos perform a lot better on YouTube, so if you could just hit the like and subscribe button, that would be greatly appreciated. And of course, lastly, if you ever buy any ranks, gems, or fire sales off the Hypixel store, be sure to use my creator code for an extra 5% discount on top of anything else you buy on the store. My code is TOAD, T-O-A-D, just like my name, and it really, really does help support the channel a ton, and lets me keep making more videos just like this. But that's it for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.